What is going down, everyone? It's time for Mojobreak.com. The Hype, episode 260. It's juicy in here. Juice cases. We're talking about them because we have to. We also have got the NBA in full swing. Question, you guys. Is Zion worth the investments? Looks skinny, less injured these days. So we're going to talk about that coming up. We've got lots of new releases to go over in the hobby. And we got some big events coming up, guys. Next week, next Wednesday, 4 Pacific, we're going to be live with DJ Ski here and on the Loop app. We're going to be doing a bunch of giveaways. It's going to be Christmas in late October, guys. Christmas during Halloween.
Pretty close to Christmas anyway.
Pretty close. So, we're going to be giving away encased football cards. We're going to be giving away a bunch of stuff, but you have to download the Loop app. So, go ahead and get that ready right now so that you can be there for that event. We're going to be simulcasting on YouTube, but to participate in the giveaways, you got to download the YouTube app. Also, we're going to be what did I say?
The Loop app.
What did I say?
You can get the YouTube app if you want, but
the YouTube app. Yeah,
you want to get the Loop
app.
The
YouTube app, also very good. Very good app. Love it.
Also good.
The Loop tube
not as
app.
good as the Loop app, though. The Loop app is better.
The Loop app is much better. We're also going to have the one and only Wee Man is going to be at the Santa Clara at the Collected Card Show in Milpitas, which is going to be the 29th and 30th. And we're going to be doing some photo ops, some signed Jackass boxes. So look on mojobreakshop.com for that to get that ready. He's only going to be there for 2 hours on Sunday, the 30th, guys. So from 12 to 2, Wee Man will be at the Collected Card event. You can follow them on Instagram. You can also see our posts on Instagram as well for that. Get your Wee Man photo op, your Wee Man signed Jackass box, and it's a great deal. So come see us there. Guys, how excited are we for soccer, for basketball, for football? It's like a lot of things going on right now, and playoff baseball.
I'm excited, Doug.
All right. Hey, and you know what? We'd be remiss.
Man, are you on a word count? Are you on a word
count? Come on. I set that up perfectly for somebody just to jump right in there.
We'd be remiss not to also mention the start of the National Hockey League season in the last
I didn't think we were going to talk about that.
No, well, I'm pivoting.
Whoa,
we're
I
talking
love it.
hockey.
I love it. Okay, so Sharks have not won a game yet, and the Flyers haven't lost a game, right?
They have not lost.
And I think we can move on to the next segment, because that's pretty much all we know.
San Jose has a hockey team?
Connor McDavid, is he going to score 50 goals this year?
Probably not.
Probably.
Austin Matthews might.
Yeah. No, Connor McDavid.
Austin Matthews did it last year. Austin Matthews set like a record.
Connor McDavid.
Whoever the Connor McDavid of the Sharks is going to score.
They don't have one.
I think I'm with Cody. I think I'm pivoting into Austin Matthews. Because Connor McDavid's had so many chances. Just can't get it done.
Question. The man has the most goals in Toronto Maple Leafs history.
Who is the Connor McDavid of the San Jose Sharks?
Timo Meier?
Emily Harlan.
Logan Couture?
Emily Harlan. You go. Yeah, E-Money. E-Money is.
That's right.
That's the right answer.
Matt Nieto from Long Beach, California?
That's a hard no.
Sharks have the best colorway in the NHL, though. I'll say that.
The Sharks will always have that going for them. Best uniforms in professional
that's
hockey.
Maybe
like
a participation.
Yeah, it's not going great. We had a couple employees go to opening night, and they came back and they're just like, man, they have a lot more food there. Like, if that is the main attraction, the fact that you're going to a game to get $12 churros or Philly cheesesteak. Actually, they have Philly cheesesteaks now.
Well, you and churros don't usually mix very well.
Well, I said, Niner fans, and they're unruly.
Well, get ready for it if you go to SoFi too. So
I'm not.
The Niners home
Look,
number 2.
To be the silver lining here, the Sharks needed to do a hard reset, a hard rebuild. They've never done it. Basically in their franchise history. It's happening now. There's going to be some bumps in the road here.
They started their franchise pretty bad. Historically bad.
Yes, they did. But I'm talking,
that was before that was when the expansion draft was not what it is.
No. Not
today.
Nearly as fair as it is.
Yeah, before it was like, you're an expansion team. You're going to be terrible for at least a decade.
Cody, is that an ATLians hat there?
It is indeed.
That's pretty cool.
It's a what?
Indeed. It is indeed.
You know what ATLians is?
Eight.
Don't say it. Atlians. ATLians.
Does it have to do with Atlanta?
It does.
It does.
You're on the right track. And then if you look at the name of his hat, you can probably put it together.
It looks Braves related.
It is Braves colors for sure.
Braves colors, yeah. That's
album came out in 1996.
Outcast.
Yes,
Yes,
there
indeed.
you go.
Yes.
Took him a little while to get there, but he
No,
got there.
well, I mean, the thing is, I know Outcast is from Atlanta.
Yes.
I saw it on TV at some point.
You read it in a book.
Read it in a book. No, probably not a book. Doug doesn't read, so
No,
he
I
wouldn't
don't.
have got it in a book.
Could have read it in Rolling Stone magazine, Vibe maybe.
Dude, Rolling Stone.
Double
Remember
XL?
Rolling Stone?
I do.
Does it
I
still
used to buy
does
Rolling
it,
Stone
does
a
it
lot.
still exist?
So did
It does.
You can go. Where do you get it at?
I believe
Like
you
a
can still get it
hard
at,
copy.
Does
believe you
print
can still
media
get it at
exist?
a magazine
Barnes and
stand at
Noble.
Barnes and Noble. Yeah, exactly.
Barnes
Does
and
Barnes and Noble still
Magazine
exist?
stand in an airport.
Good.
Do airports still exist? No.
I sure hope so.
I just sit at home and just scroll through TikTok all night long now. I didn't even know there's any airports.
Yeah.
Speaking of stuff going on, there's a lot of new releases, not only this week, but for the rest of the calendar year. Get ready, because if you have ADD when it comes to cards, perfect. Just tune in every week. It's going to be something new. But this week, we've got some good ones. We've got the World Cup National Treasures that we've been talking about for weeks. Only comes around every 4 years. World Cup time is in November. This is a high-end release. We did some cases yesterday. We hit the dual auto. You can find it on our Instagram, which is Mojobreak_com. We hit the Ronaldinho, which I have trouble saying now. It's in my head. 1-of-1 dual auto from Brazil. I mean, it's huge cards. People in the chat were saying it's like priceless.
You guys killed it.
Priceless hit.
The product is dead thanks to you guys.
Yep. David Beckham, we hit him too.
Doug.
What? You gonna do a press conference too? We've got WWE Impeccable, which I know C-Rad loves Impeccable.
Yeah.
What do you think about bringing the WWE brand to Impeccable?
I think it's perfect. From the preview, I saw like the subsets make a lot of sense. Like like WrestleMania appearances, when they were inducted into the Hall of Fame, because those number cards from Impeccable are really like sought after, like with basketball and football specifically. Like I remember when they used to have Kobe's, like when you used to have like maybe like the 80-point game or whatever, 81-point game, and it's numbered to 81 or whatever. So like those number cards are always the more fun cards to chase after in Impeccable. And me loving wrestling and then loving you guys know I love the Impeccable brand. There's no question about that. So it's kind of like a perfect product. I'm excited to rip some tonight.
So what's the biggest auto name? Like Bushwhackers? Is that like one of the bigger ones? Or the Iron Sheik? No.
No, it's the same.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's the same guys.
Well, that's easy. It's on the freaking.
It's the same guys.
Well,
you're
he
looking.
he is a redemption.
Oh yes.
Oh, yeah.
I saw redemption pulled today.
Same names: Undertaker, Triple H. Hulk Hogan's in the set. So
Ric Flair.
yeah, Ric Flair. Yeah, I think he's in the set.
Woo.
So all the Panini,
So the highest
woo!
the highest selling wrestling autos are going to be Undertaker, Hogan,
the same guys you would
Roman
normally
Reigns.
expect.
John Cena, is he in it? Maybe.
John Cena, I believe, from going to the checklist, I believe he is in it, and he's in a lot of different sets too.
But
And
those are all-
he's one of the biggest names.
Those are all like the entertainers have been around for a while.
Yeah,
what about
The Rock.
like is there
Crossover
any
Is The Rock in it?
stars.
Yeah,
He signed?
yeah.
is there
Wow.
any new up and comers?
The
Because I know
rookie- the
I
rookie
think they do.
Braun
They
Breaker.
have rookies, right?
Rookie Braun Breaker is a huge guy.
Braun-
Gable Stevenson, I think his name. He's like
Is that guy on
wrestler.
Is that a guy on Whatnot?
Braun Breaker.
A great name for a breaker, right?
Yeah,
I actually-
I saw it. It's like but multiple K's, right? Multiple A's
Yeah,
or something like
multiple
that.
K, yep.
I mean, maybe not 3 K's.
Yeah,
but
hopefully
like
not
multiple-
3 Ks.
Maybe
Braun-
2 K's.
Braun,
Braun.
not like Bone Breaker. That would be a better wrestler name, right?
Bone breaker.
Bone Breaker.
Isn't
Sounds
that
like,
the bone?
like a typical Vince McMahon wrestling name in the 90s.
I believe, if
should
I'm
be
not
called-
mistaken, Macho Man Randy Savage's character in the first Spider-Man movie was Bone Crusher.
There you go.
When he
Also
yeah,
a good wrestling name.
yeah,
Isn't there a
great name.
rapper named Bone Crusher?
There might
Yes,
be.
there
Also a
was.
good rapper name.
From
Might
Atlanta,
also,
right?
Might also be a monster
Atlanta.
truck, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I know he's from the South. I don't know if he's
Bone
from Atlanta.
Crusher. What was the best? Speaking of that, we're going off on a tangent. What's the biggest monster truck?
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger,
There you
for
go.
sure.
Oh, dude. I mean, come on. Gravedigger and Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Hey,
those
how
are the
come
two.
How come they don't throw those events anymore at a freaking Oracle, dude?
They do.
They have him at Levi.
They have them all the time.
Oh, okay.
They've had him at
I
Levi.
used to see them on commercials so many times.
You know what? They actually put
I
them
never
in.
got to go.
Well, they put them in print magazines now, so that's probably why you haven't seen them.
Yeah, the ad's in Rolling Stone right now. As we
It's actually
speak.
the ad is in Rolling Stone.
They had to do a Gravedigger Undertaker collab at some point, right? That
did.
had to have happened
They
at
did.
one point, like to cross promote.
I remember
No.
the-
like
the
Undertaker was like driving around the
or they
Gravedigger
just
truck.
used his logo or something. It had to have happened, right?
I remember seeing that. There was a collab.
Because I feel like there was a Stone Cold monster truck at some point too. Is Stone Cold in Impeccable?
Oh, he's got to be.
He's been in most of these
He's
products.
in it, but I don't think he has any autos in it. I'm not
How
sure if
about
he has any autos.
Goldberg? Is he in it?
Goldberg is in the set.
Man.
Yeah.
Bill Goldberg, man.
Brock Lesnar's in the set.
This is just loaded.
Yeah, it's in terms of all the names you want, they're in there.
So the
What about Sable?
Sable is not in the set.
Oh man.
Is there
Maybe-
cut?
I think she might have a silver.
But they don't have cut autos in that, right?
No, don't
So you
cut
wouldn't be able to
autos in
get
that
like
one.
a Macho Man.
no.
Or,
Owen Hart.
All the legends that passed away, they do have silvers and golds
Oh,
in
okay.
the set. But
Sweet.
yeah, I saw a.
I think I'm gonna open a box after the show.
I saw a
I heard we don't have some.
Yokozuna silver.
Yokozuna silver. Yep. And by the way, before we move on from this portion, the slide, Cody, where's the love for 3 and 2 baseball, man?
That's not
Oh,
this
that's
week.
right. I don't think it's this week, right? Is it this week?
Friday.
This Friday. Well,
Well, we
need to update our release
here
calendars.
at Mojobreak. We know things.
I see. That's luminaries, right? On the right side.
No, it's Bowman Sterling.
Sterling.
Yeah.
Sterling.
Luminaries comes out on Friday too.
Well, for now.
There is simply
3 and 2.
there are just a lot of. I mean, there's a lot of products coming out.
I heard
Better than
from
2 and 3
now,
because you'd be out.
I heard
true.
from now until the end of the year, there's 46 major releases coming.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So
I will also add.
that's why I said get your
buckle up.
ADD ready.
I will also add
We have about
because
12 weeks.
Yeah.
it's fair. It's been fairly slow. September was probably the slowest September I've recall ever in my breaking career. Not in terms of just like sales, because obviously all sales are down right now at the economy, but in terms of like releases, it was
Yeah.
very slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I know September generally is slow, but like I'm used to like at least a few big releases.
Well, I think we came to a head of like the stuff that was behind, and then nothing just came out. Now it's like getting
now
it out
everything
the
is
door.
coming
Yeah,
out.
getting it out
So
the door.
it's an exciting time. There's obviously fans of all these different type of sets. Just look at the calendar, see what you like.
yeah, these are all great sets. I mean, I know they're certified in there. I failed to mention that, but like Spectra underrated with those logo mans.
Underrated ever since they added the logo man. They needed that, honestly.
Yeah.
Spectra Basketball was a brand that was always billed as high end, but never felt high end.
Color Blast too, right?
And Color Blast.
Yeah.
So those two elements added it really needed that to elevate that product. And now, like since they added those two things, the Color Blast and the Logo Man, Spectra really does feel like a high end product now.
Did
Whereas
we need
before-
another a Logo Man product though? Like another one?
There's not. Well, I mean, look at shields. There's a shield in every single product. At least with basketball, there's like 5 products that have.
But now we have 4, and then I don't count the gold. I don't count gold standard because that's like a laundry
That's a
tag
laundry
logo man.
There's 4. There's Immaculate, NT Flawless, and
Spectra.
Spectra. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you remember, what was it? Gala had one, but it was like sideways.
Yeah.
But that was like a one-off.
Yeah, they only did Gala 2 years.
There's also Capstone's baseball coming out.
Huh?
Yep. Not this week, but
Sure.
it is coming out within the
made it-
next like
ma-
month.
ma-
Yeah, I just made it up. Made it
You
up.
know,
New
you know what
product.
that is, right? It's Cornerstones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that design's it's cool.
They usually put that design in Chronicles.
Yeah, am I blowing your mind right now?
Yeah.
Unscripted. Boom.
Got to get it out there. But I'd be remiss to talk about Bowman Sterling, one of my favorite releases. I was glad it came back. Obviously, when we started breaking, it was an 18 auto a box product,
What a
which
time.
was amazing.
What a time.
And people complained about stickers, is why it was the death of it. But also acquiring all those autos was tough for Top. So it went away, and then it came back. But now it's only 5 autos per box because it used to be 6 packs, 3 autos a pack. It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal breaking product, and we did so many. We had the Sterling Asias. I mean,
I remember doing that product. I'm like, how do they do this? Like, how do they make how do you put one product that has 18 autographs in it? And again, like 90% of them were on card.
Yeah. And it was like you could do 2 boxes, it'd be 36 autos.
That's crazy.
And
What a time.
Almost every spot in the break would probably have an auto, for
Let
the most
alone
part.
if you did like a half case or a full case.
Yeah, then you got I remember we did full cases, 8 times, what is that? 8 times 18 ounces.
And we didn't have to worry about the great
That's
top load shortage.
144
No, I
autos.
mean, no issues with the top load.
No.
Now it's a different time.
Good times.
Yeah, now we have to save all of our gum wrappers to use it on our cards. Just protect them. All right. Juice case, I guess we got to talk about it. It's, I was on Sports Card Radio. They did the live
I think we should do a
investigation.
standing ovation for those guys like that. That was like
They're still tired.
I
They're still
mean,
recovering. They're still
that
recovering.
was like 8 hours live. I mean, let's bring it. Yeah, I mean, talked about some hanky panky. It was a good time.
I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, we get more data. We have now Barstool involved, claiming that it's the Monopoly game scandal. We may have, let's say that in quotes, we may have a McDonald's monopoly game scandal in the sports card hobby. Darren Ravel saying Panini did not say anything. Also, Backyard hasn't came out and said anything other than their hype video that they came out with, which was pretty brilliant. If I must say, it was definitely a flex. They haven't addressed it. And then you see, just to add to the confusion, the same night that they were running the investigation, another whatnot breaker by the name of Hobby House FL, which is based actually in Boca Raton, Florida, which is close to where Backyard is located, hits the LaMelo Logo Man from the 2021 product, which I know is 2 years old. But it's all weird that it kind of coincidentally happened. They actually put it in their stream that they were Logo Man hunting, and probably by the math, that was the biggest one left, right? So it's not hard to say. But Samuel Dallenberg comes by, former Sixers legendary player, comes by within 5 minutes.
Legendary might be pushing it.
I'm giving the man his
No
props.
offense. Look,
You know what? He played more basketball than all four of us
yes,
combined.
he did. No, I'm not saying that. If he came in here and he would dunk on me, I get it. But anyway.
Yeah, he's actually, I think, still relatively younger than me. But and he doesn't play anymore. But yeah, he came in, I guess within 5 minutes they hit it. So, obviously tinfoil hats reunite and sing Kumbaya in this one. But I want to digest this, and I want to talk about it. And everybody's opinion is going to be stated here. C-Rad, now that you have more data and you've seen this, what do you think?
Well, as soon as this was hit, I commented under their post of like, what about Backyard, bro? You know what I mean?
You did? Like
Yeah.
from your
I saw
own-
it, yeah.
from your own
Yeah.
purse.
Now, I feel like we do have to put in the context that if you're watching us, you saw it there, but they did tweet out that the Backyard Boys are, to quote them, are my boys. They live down the street from me. I did buy the case off them, but that doesn't prove anything. They did come out and say that was a joke. Don't take it so seriously, but you
Poor
know.
timing.
Exactly.
Poor
At
timing
the
with
very
the
least,
joke.
very
So
bad
he was
timing.
joking that he bought it from the, or did he
Yeah.
actually
But
buy
he
it?
also did.
We don't know.
No, he
We don't know.
He put out a tweet and then he was like, "Oh, that was a joke," and then deleted
Yes.
the tweet.
Yes. Well, actually, I found the tweet today. It's still there, so he must have deleted it. Must have deleted
two of
something
them.
else.
There was another one that he said, yeah, and he didn't even say anything about fraudsters. I can't remember the context, but I think it's captured somewhere else on social media where they have it, where he says he had it, but then he deleted it. He said, yeah, I got it from Backyard. I got my case from Backyard, but then he deleted that. And then this one, he's saying it was a joke. So, I mean, it's kind of bad timing to make a joke like that when literally there's an investigation and there's a lot of negativity in the hobby. Probably should not joke about something like that regardless, especially when you're right down the street from them.
I have a question if anybody knows. I can't recall. Has the Ant-Man been pulled of this card?
I think it was.
I don't.
I feel like I
it would
remember it
I feel
happening,
like
but
it
I
would have
don't
been
know.
big news if it was pulled. Like,
How about the
we
Wiseman?
would've- Yeah. What about has the Wiseman pulled either?
Don't think so.
So there's still some chances. I feel like obviously if you're looking for some of these other, if anything,
was Wiseman a redemption?
No,
No,
he was
no, he was like
Yeah.
they were all live.
yeah, arguably Ant-Man's maybe on the same level, if not bigger. Than
Yeah, I
LaMelo
think
at
he's
this
kind of
point.
passed up LaMelo.
Yeah.
not early, but
Well, that's why I think maybe it could have gone by maybe not as big a deal because at the time it was Melo and everyone else was kind of secondary. It was only in the last year where it was like Melo, Ant-Man on equal
You
footing.
could. I mean, even when the product came, I mean, they were like, you could flip flop them however you want, but they were the two biggest hits that you can get out of the product
For sure.
Like, if you can make an argument
I
that
don't think it was hit. No, I
Ant-Man
don't
would
think it was hit
be
either.
the number one card. You can make an argument that LaMelo would have been the number one card. But
And after this year, when the Warriors win the chip, Wiseman's going to be the biggest of the three. So
I think you're right.
people don't like business.
Conrad, I agree with you.
I agree with you, but people don't like big men, so the big men don't sell in the hobby.
but like a big man, Wiseman's going to transcend because he's wearing the Golden State Warriors jersey.
Could I hope so? I have a flawless.
How many wins do the Warriors have to? What was their record? Is it 73?
Three.
Yep.
Yes.
Could they beat that this year?
I was telling. Okay.
Can they?
Nobody.
Do they even want to?
They don't
I
want
think
to.
they want to. No.
They don't
You
want
get too
to.
tired.
If there's anything I've learned in the last,
You never want to be the best regular season team.
Absolutely not. We just saw it with the Dodgers. We saw it with the Warriors in 2016. Do not break
You just
regular season
want
win
to.
records. Nobody cares.
You just want to be
Unless you're
good
the-
enough.
unless
Just
you're the
get
96
in. Just be good.
Bulls.
Be the Philadelphia Phillies. Just
Yes.
get in. Just get in.
Hell, the Patriots, the greatest team of all time, undefeated, winning the Super Bowl. Doesn't matter. Who cares? Nobody cares. That's
true.
Don't just get in with 9 wins.
David
get in.
Tyree.
One
Get in
word.
just
Michael.
above 500.
One name. Michael Jordan.
That's it.
Well,
That's
he
the only
did do it though with the record breaking. He's
that's
the only
it.
one, right?
one. Yeah.
Getting back to this backyard thing. I mean, we actually had somebody comment on it was a break you did, and it was like.
Oh, we had people comment.
And this is the perception that floats around in this hobby, right? Is because this is now blown up and a lot of people are talking about it, whether it's good or bad. We had somebody comment on our video now saying the same people get the top 10 hits rigged. I'm done with this S.
Cool.
So, which obviously it's not. But does that spread? Does that spread through the community? Like, does this negativity surrounding breakers, even though it's aimed at one breaker, starts lumping all of us breakers into the same category?
We got lumped in because of I saw a comment because of the Mac Jones flawless 101 shield. They were like, well, how does Mojobreak explain the 101 shield Mac Jones that was pulled on release day? How do they explain that? And I'm like,
Somebody actually said that.
yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't know, man.
It's the one we hit.
I do one thing. That's it.
Well, but that's a counter argument to the backyard getting all the juice cases. Is the fact that arguably the best card in the product at the time was hit here.
We can trace it back to the person who purchased that spot. We physically handed that card to a Patriots fan, physically here in the shop, flew in from.
Well, it was on one of the hypes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So there's a paper trail to that specific card. That card wasn't kept by us. Wasn't sold to somebody that we know.
Probably wishes he sold it now.
No, I mean it's
No?
Well,
we can't
we'll talk about
we
it.
can't. Zappy.
We'll talk about it.
Mac's still coming back. And
Yeah,
he's still
I-
gonna get his
sure.
job back.
Well, we'll talk about it. I was reading some stories that things are not good right
Ooh,
now.
breaking news.
So
Little segue, a little cliffhanger.
yeah, we'll. I mean, you still got some comments on this before I throw it down.
So what a time! All I'll say is
Get
that what a
sued.
time for what a time for this card to be pulled right on during this week where they pull the freaking Cade, and then it's like we have been looking for this card for a whole year.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, to further the conspiracy theory is when is the best time to like preseason, right? So you've got the Cade and then this card coming out all within a week of the start of the season, right? So you're telling me like the 3-month off season. I mean, now there's also other factors. Is people are like us, we're bringing out Flawless. We haven't brought out a case of Flawless in 3 months.
Flawless and Saturday,
right? So there is that there's going to be people looking for basketball. So I mean that's also a factor in. But I'm interested to hear what Dan has to say, and I'm gonna get my popcorn ready. So it sounds like it might be juicy because he's got his juice in front of him.
I do. And this is actually it's like $5 juice. That is like 6 ounces. It's ridiculous.
Better be the most healthy, greatest. That better add
tons-
5 years
dude,
to your life. That better be how
tons-
good that juice
Jesus
is.
Christ.
Tons of sugar. Absolutely insane amount of sugar.
So the
natural
opposite. Of
sugar.
it is terrible for you. I'm probably gonna go into like.
But it's vital.
You do you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go into a diabetic shock after this. But you know, yeah.
Meanwhile, C-Rad just downed a Pepsi.
I'm actually curious. Healthy and obviously Pepsi not healthy. 70 grams of sugar to my 32. So yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Like have they? That seems like an insane amount of sugar.
That is-
Have they added even more sugar to soda?
It's probably like I would think like they almost had more back in the day, but it was like real sugar. Whereas now
70
it's like maybe a little less, but it's all like
What
corn syrup.
What does
corn
70
syrup, yeah.
what
Corn
is-
slurry
like, if you were to
sugar.
pack up sugar in that bottle, how much would you have to fill up 70 grams? Like would it be like
I remember seeing this as a kid.
Would it
Yeah.
be like, would it be up here?
Yeah, something like
And
that.
like
they used to do those like as a kid when you did like you had your first like PE classes. There would be that teacher on like a rainy day that'd be like, "All right, here's a picture of all the sugar you're drinking and your Pepsis and your Mountain Dews and your."
that teacher didn't sound like that, Cody.
No,
But I do. You say he's like from the 50s.
yeah, that's right. I had a gym teacher from the.
When
50s.
did you go to school again?
Yeah, 1953 was my graduating class.
And this segment is brought to you by diabetes.
Yeah.
So
No, but I mean, seriously, 70. Okay. Wow. Juiced cases. Take a little sip again.
it's been done before, man. Copying.
No, I'm parched. I need to lube it up a little bit.
All right, Luber, go ahead.
No, so juiced cases. What I mean, again, give mad props to Colin and Ryan and everybody who participated, including Doug. Doug was on the show. He said his part. The one thing that really stood out, and I haven't really watched Backyard Breaks until recently, until like after Sports Card Radio started talking about them. I knew who they were, but I wasn't really watching their feed. Now, granted, they do have 4 feeds going on at the same time, but there was this, what I feel, misconception about they break more product than anybody, and it's not even close. Not going to completely debate that, but I think people are looking at the fact that because they are live more than anybody else, they're equating that to product being ripped. I watched them for hours, and there is, like every other breaking operation, there is downtime when they are not ripping. They are not sitting there and just ripping through NT cases, just nonstop. Granted, they are ripping product. They're ripping high-end product, but there is this misconception that they are just going through cases and cases and cases and cases every day, which, at least with the handful of days I was looking at, is not fact.
Yeah, but you're also looking at it. You're putting it in a capsule now, and which is
okay, fair enough. You on the payroll? You on the payroll with them? Backyard Doug?
You can cash at me at Doug Caskey for that.
Cash at me
$200.
at Backyard Doug.
Yeah, Duggar.
The other thing, and again, this is my opinion. I can have an opinion, right, without getting people pissed off at me. The
free
one
country.
common denominator that I see is, what platform are all these cards coming out on?
They're making a movie.
They're coming out on Whatnot. I don't know the inner workings of Whatnot. I don't know. I dove in a little bit. I've seen that they've raised a crap ton of money, and mad props to them. And on their platform, it is basically Backyard and maybe a couple other breaking operations that 100% get pumped by however their algo works, right?
What's an algo?
Algorithm. We're in Silicon Valley, so I'm just gonna sit here and talk tech stuff now because I'm tech guy.
Yeah, tech guy.
I'm tech guy. I am the IT guy here. What's up? I mean, I could unplug and plug things in like the best of them. It's one of my major skills. But yeah, my whole thing is a common denominator. Look at the platform. Maybe we're diving into the wrong element. Maybe we should look into the platform a little bit more and see if there's any hanky-panky going on there.
Hanky-panky.
I think that's it. And that, again, my opinion.
Allegedly.
My opinion.
Not even
Yeah.
allegedly.
And I mean, granted, our Whatnot account will probably be closed tomorrow. Not by our choice, but I don't even know.
I mean, I think it's a good debate. I mean, I would like to know their algorithm, but I mean, I also think this is the perfect storm. The counterpoint I want to suggest here is, if a smaller breaker, like did 3 cases of Bowman and hit 3 superfractor autos, those odds would be insane. And I'm sure it's happened. But smaller breaker does not have the marketing behind them. Also does not have a scandal that has caused people to not only love or hate them. There's there's a perfectly divided, and there's nobody in the middle when it comes to customers, when it comes to backyard break customers. There's people that absolutely hate them, and they voice that, which means backyard's getting press. And then there's people that absolutely love them, and all I hear is how much free stuff they give away, which is great. So ultimately they can't lose in the form of like press. They've actually taken like these major networks like CNN and Fox way of doing things, and they've brought it into the breaking world. So because they hit these big cards, and because they have so many people that are on them, they've all put it out. There's all opinions now. So people like this collectibles guru is going to hear about it. But my point is if Little Breaker, I'm sure there's somebody that's had crazier odds than these guys and has broken less cases.
True, but
I'm saying it's the perfect blend of how well they're marketing themselves. So these guys have to be doing something because I keep seeing all of their hits, and that's my point of view that I've kind of seen over the week. Now, should Whatnot maybe make a statement? Should maybe Panini make a statement? I don't know. Maybe somebody should come out and say something.
I don't think Panini should make a statement. I actually truly think that Panini. And I'm not speaking for the printing facility, but I'm speaking what I feel about Panini. I don't think Panini is involved whatsoever. I don't think.
I don't either.
It really, like, they have no product to sell. It doesn't.
But would it be bad though?
I mean,
would it be bad for them to at least say, like, as far as the involvement with us is like just to come out and say that statement?
I don't think it's. I honestly,
or are you? Or I mean, I'm honestly asking. Or you better not saying anything?
I think it's better not saying anything. I think if they do say anything, it's going to get dissected, and people are going to spin it in a way that they didn't say, and it's going to fester into something that's like even worse optics for Panini. So
it's a lose-lose.
It's better to probably not say anything, and I completely understand that. But again, it's not just the cards are not made at Panini headquarters. They are not printing and packing up cards at their facility. Correct me if I'm wrong, they are outsourced to a printing facility where cards are essentially made, packed up, put on skids, and shipped to mostly to big
distributors, retailers, maybe.
And smaller accounts obviously are not going to get pallets, but distributors would probably get pallets. There's a lot of the printing facility that we don't know about. So we would be that's where we could just jump to any conspiracy theory at that point. I basically have heard them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean the problem with the internet too is nobody gives.
There's a lot of problems. We should just go on a. The next segment is problems with the internet.
Is nobody? It's not innocent until proven guilty anymore. It's proven guilty first, and let's maybe see if you're innocent. But and I'm not backing them up. If anything, we're actually just doing more marketing for them. It was actually the genius of all of this. If they did plan the Trevor Lawrence kaboom, which I believe they might have, because of the negative publicity turns into positive eventually. I actually saw people in people's comments saying, what do you mean the Trevor Lawrence? Like, people already forgot about it. I mean, this is like 7-8 months ago. It's like, it's way in the way back machine.
I don't think
it's like 10 years in the hobby.
I really don't think Backyard's involved. I really don't think, if there is anything to this story, I don't think they're involved. I don't think Panini's involved. I think there's...
But I feel like we're all doing marketing for them now.
Sure.
And it's free.
But what do we do? I mean, we have a podcast about trading cards or sports cards. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, they're for better or worse, they're in the news. This is what it is literally going to be. I mean, and we may forget about it. Like you said, the Trevor Lawrence thing, which when we were doing research last week, that realization of that was this calendar year. That happened this year was like, it shows you how quickly we forget. But nonetheless, when we look back at this year, we are going to look back at this moment. Because again, I was telling you when this was going viral, I was like, this is not hobby viral. This is viral. Like, people are picking this up that don't pay attention to this usually and are like, something is going on in this world, whether it's true or not. People have picked it up, and it's become a little more mainstream.
My other thing is that they break a lot of high-end product, including Topps products. There's been a fair amount of Topps products that they've ripped. I don't see any of these product hits from the Topps releases up there. Why if they rip so much, wouldn't we see cut autos of Babe Ruth from Definitive Baseball or bat knobs?
Because Topps products are not gambling products. Simple.
But they
gambling,
but
the
they
people
still,
that go on Whatnot and chase hits,
they still break a lot of that product. Why?
I don't think they break a quarter of compared to what they break the other stuff.
Well,
I don't know, but I would just assume, because if you look at like Platinum, what do they do the most of?
But
football, basketball.
My thing is that like it would really, really put a wrench in the whole thing if you saw a handful of cards that were Topps cards. That were on there.
It's probably 5 to 10% of their revenue.
So,
right now.
but they're obviously really, really good at opening up Panini product, but they're not as good as opening up top product to pull the big hits.
I mean, we probably do 70% Panini, 30% Topps at this point.
No, I think it's probably like 60.
There's one sport compared to two, so
we just had a segment about WWE. We were talking.
That's also Panini product.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right, Doug.
The winds of change are coming. Just
just saying, like
we ripped something.
Baseball,
we ripped something today. Bowman Sterling.
The most expensive hits you can get in Topps products are out of Bowman. But nobody is going to go on Whatnot and break cases of Bowman Draft consistently because it takes too long and you have to ship everything. So the gambling products, and I hate to keep saying that, but it's true. Let's not sugarcoat it. The gambling products are National Treasures, Flawless, Impeccable, all these hit-based products.
What about Prism?
I mean, Prism has become kind of a gambling product, but you're not going to see them. They're not going back to the well and doing it. They're getting the easy flip. They can open up 20 cards and ship them. They don't want to have to ship base. It takes too long.
I go on their feed and they're breaking like a box of Optic football. That doesn't look like they're just, and they're taking time to rip that. They're not ripping NT football. Like that's the other, again, like I think there's this misconception that just because they are live, and they are live longer than, you want to talk about hours being live with their 4 feeds that are on Whatnot, they are running laps around everybody else in hours being live. I think you said what they do like Rich does about 50% is what you said roughly.
I said a quarter. I don't know.
I actually think they are pretty close to be, because again, you look at like it's just a different type of thing. Where Cody has given me the okay, we're done.
We should be. Yeah, we're running out of time. We got 20 minutes.
Wow, it's like the Oscars.
Well, at least you didn't get like the hook and just like.
No, it was I was getting like, what do they do? The lights or something like that.
Just saying it. Let's make our final points and we'll move on to the next topic because
I already did. Let's move on.
I'm sorry, Dan.
It's fine. It was going nowhere anyway. Whatever. Let's get to basketball.
Before
do something.
Wait, Doug's guy. In closing,
I got my last statement, guys. Maybe I should stand up for this. We just announced a deal that we will now be getting loaded cases at Mojobreak.com. So on the schedule, you can see what breaks are happening. They're all loaded. They're all juiced. We've worked out a deal that we're getting all the juice cases now. So buy into the breaks. Mojobreak.com. I'm kidding. Don't take that. Let's just snip that out.
Please tell me that can be cut and edited, right?
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
That's what we plan on doing. It's going to be our most viral clip ever.
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't really bring it home there on the end of the segment, so we can just cut the whole thing.
Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching the hype. Before we get back to the action, we want to let you know about the brand new eBay Vault. Now, why vault your cards with the original marketplace? Well, that's because the eBay Vault isn't just a way to protect what you collect, it's a new way to trade. Not only have your cards never been safer thanks to their secure climate-controlled facility, but you're also locking in real savings. You pay no sales tax when you ship to or transact within the vault, and there are no storage fees for 2 years. Just imagine what you can do with all that money that you're saving. And with the eBay Vault's seamless in-app experience, you can track, buy, and sell your cards in real time. From listing your cards in seconds with eBay Collection to tracking trends with the eBay Price Guide, managing your collection is more seamless than ever before. The eBay Vault. Buy, sell, secure.
All right, NBA season preview. Luka, still a scrub. Steph, still the best. What do you guys think?
What is this?
Luka, still
What
a
is
scrub.
this?
What have you done for me, Luka?
Here we go again. Another NBA season, another year
Well,
of defending.
I
Luka
very
Doncic.
rarely agree with Doug, but I do on this one. I mean, Zion, all day long over Luka.
I would actually trade all my Lukas for Zions right now.
Absolutely.
Why not?
No doubt.
Why not?
Sprinkle in a Trae Young there.
I mean, he's ranked up there with Russell Wilson. Also, are you guys still saying? I mean, I know I'm jumping the gun here. Russell Wilson still a Hall of Famer, guys?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen him?
I mean, no. I mean,
Have you guys seen him?
You can't.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
It's a Hall of
do it-
Famer?
Yeah,
Hold on.
dude. You can't do a
We're
sam-
not even talking about football.
We gotta wait. We gotta
yeah,
wait. We'll leave you with that.
Sample-
We'll leave you
small
that.
sample size in
real
Denver.
quick. What I found out before, what I was reading up, they were talking about Russell Wilson because they had an 11-day layoff, right? I didn't know this, but he's been freaking dealing with a shoulder injury. All
Yeah,
season.
dude.
Yeah.
He's hurt.
Should
He's
retire.
hurt. He's hurt. He should retire.
With like
He
that-
should retire and be in the Hall of Fame in 4 years.
Yeah,
No.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, obviously, like the Broncos are not, they're not that great of a team either. But Russell Wilson is a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he should be helping. He's good for a few wins, and they've looked really bad.
They haven't looked
Let's
that
save
bad.
that. Let's save that.
Broncos suck, Chargers suck, Chiefs suck.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Let's just.
Chiefs do suck, especially this week.
Oh man.
Especially this week. Best rookie. I know we probably won't get these products for another calendar year, probably before we get to 22, 23.
Yeah, I'm like, where do we have any 22, 23 products yet?
no.
That even sounds weird.
You know. Okay. Check this out.
How do you write that down?
This part is crazy to me. So if you go to Panini, we're on Panini app every day. You guys are buying. We're all buying first online stuff. But I went to Group Break checklist, and I saw that they already put out. Like maybe you can't click on it and find the checklist yet, but they have a section that's 22, 23 Immaculate Collegiate Basketball. And I'm going on Panini's app. I'm like, where the hell do they see that at? But it's already on Group Break checklist.
So it must be coming out
So
soon.
that's gonna be like the first. I feel like that's gonna be the first release.
Yeah, it makes sense. So we're gonna have a lot of crossover in basketball this year. We're still feeling the effects of the pandy, guys. But best rookie, I might have to turn my hat back around and put my Magic hat on because I think the Magic. I mean, they've got some talent. I mean, they've got Jalen Suggs.
They're
going
gonna
to
be
Wagner.
They're gonna be
Franz Wagner cards sound like crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna be one of the most exciting young teams to watch this year. As a matter of fact,
Do they make the playoffs, guys?
I don't know if I'll say all that, but
I mean, they could be one of those surprise teams. I feel like
there might be a play-in team.
Didn't they do it? Didn't they play?
They were in the
they were
bubble.
in there in the bubble. Yeah, they were in
Yeah.
there in the bubble. I mean, obviously weird year, but like this, I think at this point for Orlando, it's like if you're not in the playoffs at this point, like
Yeah.
then you've been building up. There are few teams in the league that are building up as much good young talent as the Magic have, and it's like now you've got probably the best guy, the prize of it all, Paolo Banchero, who seems to be like he's going to be. If all goes well, this is
gonna be-
one of the more highly touted
he's
number
gonna
one
be
picks in
good?
a while. He'll be pretty good.
Be good.
He'll be good.
Was that the guy at the race that they thought was Patrick Mahomes?
That's correct. The guy, yeah, that great clip of the reporter, the F1 reporter, who was
No,
like,
Patrick,
excuse me, Patrick. Like, my name's Paolo.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, pretty rough.
That guy, I think he did it on purpose. But I mean, and the Pistons very similar with how they've been building
Pistons
up
another
their team,
exciting
you
young
know?
team. I was just gonna say it's funny because we started this podcast recording at 4. The very first game on League Pass is the Magic versus Pistons. I was like, I'm kind of excited that I'll probably watch the replay when I get home on League Pass. But yeah, they're playing first game of the season.
That's not. Yeah. What do we think? I mean, do you think Cade grows with having Ivy there now? And
I think
having,
Cade is still gonna be your number one guy in Detroit. But yeah, they're building a fun young team. Out of this draft class, I do think it is. I'm gonna agree with Cody. I think it's Banchero easily. The kid is huge, man. And then he can shoot, he can dribble, he can pretty much do what a modern day basketball player should be able to do. So he's gonna give. And I was reading that I was watching something on the Magic where they're even testing out lineups where it's Banchero, who's a big guy, who's a tall guy, and then they're running Wendell Carter, who was their center from last year, and Bol in the same lineup. So they're gonna run like a 3 center lineup. But the
names you haven't heard for a while.
Who?
Wendell Carter and Bol.
I know.
Yeah, Wendell Carter is like one of the staple pieces there too. But they are expecting Franz Wagner to be the all-star superstar on that team. So Magic are looking really good. I don't know about making the playoffs like you said, but I'll say
The
play-in
I
for
feel like
sure.
the East is a lot younger than the West.
A lot younger, a lot deeper. I would say
Yeah.
than the West this year.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna. I mean nobody's gonna beat the Warriors, but I mean
No, yeah.
there's some good competition between the Celtics and Bucks there.
Yeah, have fun in the East, guys.
And I think for the other rookies, like obviously, I think for collectors, Chet Holmgren is going to be the guy.
That's gotta be a stash guy, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is it's going to be kind of tough when these products come around. What Chet's out the year, like he's
whole
not
year.
playing a single game.
And then you're gonna have the French,
And then
the,
you got
the can't
women.
miss
That's
French
what I
guy.
was gonna say. Like, Chet might be the guy, but Wembanyama looks like he's gonna be an even better version of Chet.
Right.
Who?
Right.
Which is gonna
The French guy.
I know. Say his name
What-
again.
Wembanyama.
What'd you say about my mom?
Your mama is so Paolo Banchero that she likes the Magic.
Remember they made those books? Did you guys ever have those? Like they actually had your mama joke.
No,
books.
but I remember that was the best thing to do as a kid on the playground. Just rib each other
Dude,
on your mama jokes.
What not to get on a tangent. What happens now when your mama gets made fun of on the schoolyard? Does it like immediately go to the principal?
You're
and then
expelled.
You're expelled, right?
They're expelled.
I guess depends on what school you go to, right?
I'd like to think-
I feel like public schools are still acceptable.
I'd like to think there's still a code among the kids, just like, hey, what stays on the playground, what happens on the playground
I don't think
stays
so.
on the playground.
I don't think so,
know.
Cody. I think we live in different times now.
Your mom is so stupid. She got fired from the M&M plant for throwing away the W's.
That's a classic one.
That's a good one, Doug.
What about the
Is this what we're gonna do now? This is it.
Your mama joke.
Your mama section?
Tell us how we
That's
feel.
the one that stuck in my
Tell
head.
us how we really feel about this year's rookie class.
What was it? Your mom is so fat that she got hit by a bus. She said, "Who threw the rock?"
So I think Jabari Smith Jr. could be really good. If anybody's gonna be
when
that
you go into
second
the weight
rookie,
jokes, it's not good.
Well,
I think if anybody's gonna be that second rookie out of this class, I think it could be him. But just because that's kind of the type of player the Rockets need.
Dude, another thing I'll say about this draft class too, I think Jabari's gonna be good, but it's unfortunate. Like, I don't think that Rockets team is gonna be very good at all.
No, definitely not.
They're not gonna.
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green and Jabari, they're nice pieces, but they're far away from.
John Wall's now on the
Yeah,
Clippers.
they're far away from being even a good young team right now.
So who has more wins this year, the Rockets or the Kings?
Ooh.
Oh, the Kings.
Okay,
The
you
Kings
say that.
might have a good team, but I
okay.
feel like
They still
I
have
said that if
De'Aaron
they might have a
Fox.
decent
They still
team.
They have Bagley still?
No, they moved him.
Hey,
They moved him last year.
they're gonna get that Warriors championship shine from Coach Mike Brown.
They got,
He's gonna bring a winning
Payton.
mentality to
They
that team.
will not be over 500.
They have Gary
The
Payton.
Rockets have nobody as good as De'Aaron Fox on their team. Like,
That's
not even
true.
close.
That's true.
I will say this: I have seen that some people were like kind of down on this year's basketball rookie class, but I feel like if you compare it to I feel like it's comparable to last year's. First of all, I think it's going to be as good as last year's draft class. Two, this is the basketball draft class that we're going to get here is going to be way better than the current football class that we have in terms of like hobby love.
Yeah.
I feel like it just needs to
doubt.
get going first.
I think
Yeah.
Banchero alone, to me, is enough to carry this for
And once
a
people
while.
actually see like his highlights and stuff,
Yeah.
people are going to be very excited about him. And remember last year when we started the Cade Cunningham rookie class, we had the same conversation where it was like, damn, dude, there's no good storylines about this draft class. Like, and like the products were just like, it was all draft products at the time.
Yeah.
It was like,
But that's because we had the pandy going on. I think we
right.
didn't see
But-
these guys
But also,
play.
like, there was no good storylines with
But
these draft.
we went like what 3 years in a row, just having like.
Zion.
Like, nobody was talking about basketball last year for this draft.
I mean, we went from the 17-18 rookie class through the
LaMelo and Ant-Man.
2021 rookie class, just
Fire.
on fire, right?
On fire.
You had like what people would call generational talents in every rookie class.
Yeah, so
Well-
the Cade, Mobley, and Barnes, they took a while for them to get started. And I think this draft class is actually going to get started a lot sooner than the Cade class will.
And
Yeah,
I think that
they're
the
in good
narrative,
positions.
the narrative, I think would be totally different if Chet was healthy right now. I think
yeah.
if you went into the season, Chet and Paolo both healthy, ready to go, I actually think we would be, from a collector standpoint, be a lot more excited about.
I think people
about
are
the
still
rookie class.
generally more excited about Chet.
Speaking of the future, I mean, we obviously talk about how you say his name again? Just Yamama?
Wembanyama?
Wembanyama.
Don't even try. I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna be like that.
I'll get it before the products come out. But Bronny, when's Bronny coming out? Because he's 18.
He's 2 years away from.
So he's not going to be next year.
But
so
the
we
year
we
after.
potentially have
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
And then
Everybody say it together.
Wembanyama.
Wembanyama.
And then
Thank you.
I am here already hearing murmurings about the other kid in Wembanyama's draft class, which is the guard, that actually people like more than Wembanyama. So this next draft class is like already getting hyped up.
I mean, it doesn't. If you be like Giannis, I mean, we didn't say. Now we know how to say his name.
gonna
I
say.
mean, you're good enough. It doesn't
Did you
matter.
guys say GA in the beginning?
Yes.
GA.
Or Greek freak.
Greek Creek.
Did they call him Greek Freak his rookie year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we made it up.
yeah. Dan created it.
Yeah,
Should have
created
got
it.
copyright on that.
You were like, he looks Greek.
Yeah. It's Greek.
Just went for it.
Giannis, the Greek god. But yeah, so I mean, potentially you're looking at really no stale basketball class
at
in
least
sight,
2 years.
right? I mean, I guess it depends on what Bronny does because he can.
Bronny will sell based on name
skip,
alone.
He could skip college, right?
He's
I think
probably
they just
gonna go
changed
to-
that
I
rule.
would say he goes to the G League, probably, right? No, not the G League. The Z. What do they call it?
It's the G League.
The G League.
Well, I mean, I haven't really watched other than the highlights they show, and I know he was on a
It
commercial
doesn't
with
even
Braun
doesn't
last
even
night.
matter how
It,
good
it
he
really
is.
doesn't.
It doesn't?
It does not matter.
It doesn't.
It does not matter.
So you're going to pay money for
It doesn't-
just based on name.
doesn't-
Barry Sanders Jr. didn't sell?
Yeah, but he ain't Barry Sanders and LeBron James.
Michael Jordan's kids. What happened to them?
I think
They didn't play basketball.
Or
They did, but they went into the business side.
Yeah.
I believe his kids run Jordan, the Jordan brand. I believe.
They are Jordan. Yeah, they're Jordan.
Yeah.
You're making all the shoes.
So, but this is the biggest kin coming out, right? The biggest
this is
The
in,
biggest
in the era
child-
of collecting, right? There hasn't been a
Well, you
bigger-
know what's crazy is then it's going to follow only a year or two, a couple of years later with another Manning. What Cooper Manning, I believe, or no, not Cooper. That's Cooper's son.
Arch.
Manning. That's right, Arch Manning. So you're gonna have
Archie,
Arch Manning and Bronny
but Arch.
James in multiple years. So yeah, we're just gonna go crazy. And then obviously you got in baseball, you got every son of a formerly great player is currently playing baseball right now. So
they're all the Blue Jays.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
they're
never-
all
I'm
they're all over it.
they're on the Blue Jays.
I'm really never worried about baseball in terms of like prospects coming up. There's always going to be some
There will
prospects that
always
people are
be
looking
someone.
for, right? It's always football and basketball where we pay particular attention to like the football quarterback class, whether it's going to be good or not.
My thing is, I mean, where a Bronny is a lottery pick, right?
Top 10, you saying?
Yeah.
Well, that's
I mean,
the thing. Is
You
there's
would hope
Ju-
so.
just based
Is
on
he that good, though?
But based on what LeBron has already said, I will basically go anywhere where my kid goes, and I will take a substantial pay cut.
Yeah,
I mean,
and-
it makes a fine. It's not even a personnel
marketing.
issue. It is a financial.
It's
a financial decision at that point.
They are a package deal. I think I've read some things that Bronny is
40-year-old LeBron James puts meat in the
Yes.
seats, no matter what.
Yeah,
no
and
matter
it-
what
and it-
team
and
it
it's
is.
that's a pretty good wholesome story. I mean,
Yeah.
for the NBA to
But
have.
apparently
father,
Bronny
son.
is not even a top. He might be top 10 of his class, but he would not be the number one
Top
pick if
10
his
of
name
his
was
school?
not James. So he's number one because it
Is he-
comes with LeBron James.
Doesn't-
He's
doesn't
the number
he-
one rated
Doesn't
high school
he
player?
play with?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm just
No.
saying. I've been seeing some
But he
things.
plays with plays with Dwayne Wade's kid, right?
I
I think they play at the same high school
I think
together.
so.
I think Dwayne's kid's already out of there. I think he's
I
about to
think,
get
I think
drafted
they
next
I
year.
think they did that. It's Scottie Pippen Jr. was actually out playing last night with the Lakers.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
guys see that?
He's big, right? Big guy.
He's I don't
Oh
know.
no, he's a smaller guy.
I
He-
mean,
he-
I-
he's
I
actually
mean,
really
he-
good. I watched a couple
Anybody
Vegas games.
who's like 6 foot to me is big. So
yeah.
I mean,
Well, let's get into talking about some of these rookie silvers because it's obviously Cade's been the guy we've been chasing. We also have LaMelo. People forget about LaMelo, Ant-Man, and Zion. And looking at some of these prices, so these are silver PSA 10s. Cade $889 sold recently on the 15th, 9/15. You got wow, this was like a couple days ago, 10/16. LaMelo silver sold for $1,000. Then you have an Ant-Man silver sold the same day, $835, and then you have Zion still at $22.75. Who is the best deal here and why?
Well, that's crazy. What day was that Zion sold?
That
October 1st.
October 1st.
I was looking at Zion silvers just the other day, and they're going between like 16 and 19 right
Okay.
now.
So that might have been an outlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe
Well, it's going
2,000
up,
at the
yeah.
highest end.
Yeah.
So let's say Zion is 2,000. I mean 2,200, 2,000, same thing. But and we got to keep in mind here, LaMelo and Ant-Man silvers are more rare because they came out during that time where it was a very expensive
Yes,
to get
yes, and no though, because they probably have more out there, right? They had to
Yes.
have made more.
but there's probably not as many great.
If you look at the pop, it's
yeah, I
probably
mean,
low on the 10.
there's way more Zions than there are
Yeah.
LaMelo and Ant-Man.
Now you're
As
right.
of right
They
now.
made more Ant-Mans and LaMelos. 1,000% they made more.
There's more raw. for sure,
yeah.
But that might catch up because I think PSA just opened up their cheap service again.
Possibly.
Right? So you're
Possibly.
gonna see probably those start flooding.
Possibly. So
in the
that
door.
that is buyers beware there. Be careful on these because like Doug was saying, the pop could jump up a lot if people are starting to send in their LaMelos. Now I will also add, centering was very tough last year.
Yes.
And it's tough. It's tough every year, but particularly last year,
It's gotten worse,
It really hit. That's why those 10s were so sought after because there are so many 9s.
Yeah.
That because of centering.
I mean, I know Cade's the cheapest. To me, it almost
Yeah.
sounds like the best deal. Or actually Ant-Man, maybe. Ant-Man. But are the Timberwolves ever going to be good enough to go deep?
I think they're a playoff team.
I mean, they've
What
got
team?
Gobert now,
I
and
think
you would think that
they'll
team
be-
is
true.
built to
They'll
They'll
compete
be
for
like
a long time.
7 or 8. They'll have to do a little
They,
play-in action.
They should be higher than that this year, right? With
You gotta-
Rudy
you
Gobert?
gotta-
They need to be. 'cause they mortgage their
Baby steps
future.
to be a dynasty. You can't just jump straight into the
Did
playoffs.
they give up 4 first-rounders for Gobert?
I mean, I'm not kidding. They have to be, I think, for a successful season, minimum the number 4 seed.
Yeah,
in
they
the
won't-
West.
they won't
I don't
be
think
the-
they will be.
they won't be the
But I
4th
think they
seed.
have to be to consider.
What were
a
they
successful
last year?
They were the play-in,
I think
7th or 8th.
were they 10?
No, they were. I believe they were like.
They played the Dubs in the first round, didn't they?
No.
No.
No?
No, they
Remember
but
Patrick
they
Beverley was
played-
on there. They
oh,
won
yeah,
the-
yeah,
he
yeah.
wants to
but
play
they,
an MVP.
they did win.
Oh, they lost to Memphis, I think.
Yeah, but they actually played Memphis strong.
Very tough.
But I think they were part of the bubble.
They were.
They won.
Or they were
won,
part of the
They
play-in.
won the bubble games, and then they actually got into a series, like a real series with Memphis.
Yes. Yeah.
And
they
I
had
think-
to play.
And I want to say they went 6 or 7 games. It was a good series.
Yeah. They give him a fight. It's just, yeah. I mean, you add Rudy Gobert. I don't know. I feel like there is very few players in the league as divisive as Rudy Gobert for many, many reasons. But yeah, touching, yeah, touch that mic there. But I just feel like with
How the world turned after
I know
that event.
It changed everything. He literally changed the world.
He
if you want
did.
to talk about it that way, but I would just think with Rudy Gobert, that's at least a top 5 team in the West, right?
Are they
I don't know.
are they going to
I have
roll
look
out?
at it.
Is Cat and Gobert going to be in the lineup at the same time?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good luck getting a rebound. Yeah, I mean Gobert.
Cat's not known particularly as a strong rebounder.
That's
but
true. That's
yeah.
true. He's more of a scorer, but
Yeah.
best blocker in the league, Gobert.
Yeah, I would say so.
Is it arguable?
I mean, they basically have put it together. Cody's right. I mean, they got to win now, right?
Well, especially how much they get. I mean, I remember my jaw hit the floor, and I don't know which ones are protected or not. But I think there was 4 first rounders involved in
Gave
that
up
trade.
a lot for Gobert.
They gave up like a lot, like he's a top 5 player in the league.
When you know that you're just going to win a championship and there's going to be a 30th pick overall, win 4 in a row. It's not that big of a deal.
All right. By my count, I think there's probably 6 teams in the West that I would consider better than the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Warriors, the Mavericks,
Suns.
give or take so make it 7. The Suns, God, they're like the 17 basically. You get Rudy Gobert. Well, maybe they're not. I don't know.
How about
Warriors-
Jazz or the Jazz?
Jazz has got to be down.
Jazz
enough.
gotta be down, right?
Jazz are now off. Yeah,
I mean,
Jazz are out.
Jazz may be one of the worst teams in the West.
Jazz will be back.
It's rebuilding time, right?
Yes.
They don't have Mitchell. They don't have Gobert.
But Denver's
Warriors,
back.
Denver,
Murray's back.
Dallas,
Denver's gonna be a top
Phoenix,
3. Yeah, in the West.
Clippers. Well, maybe. I don't know. It just they need to see Clippers healthy,
shit.
but I would consider them better if they're healthy.
Pelicans?
Grizzlies, maybe even the Pelicans. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the Clippers
that's
have John
tough.
Wall now, so you got John Wall teamed up with
PG
Kawhi.
and Kawhi. if they
Yeah,
can say it.
hasn't played in like.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
PG, John Wall, and
Tell you what, the Clippers gonna run them Lakers off the floor tomorrow, though.
yeah, they are.
Because
Because that's who I think Chuck picked the Clippers.
the West is
And
stacked.
Shaq
It's
picked
been
the
it's been
Nuggets.
stacked for 20 years.
Breakout players. Who do you think? I'll start with Cody here. Who's your breakout player? And maybe we can put this in terms of the hobby. Like, are you gonna buy somebody and watch them grow this? Like, plant the seed. Who's your seed you're planting?
I think Jalen Suggs is kind of like a really obvious choice, but nonetheless, I'm going to go with Jalen Suggs. We didn't really get to see him in his full potential last year because his season got interrupted twice with major injuries. He missed about a month in the wintertime. I think around December or January. He missed another month right at the end of the season. Again, Orlando is kind of a team right now that I feel like the hobby is going to be be rooting for. I feel like the Hobbies teams right now are Orlando and Detroit. They have so much young talent. They've been building for years. There's a lot of guys who were been big, high-profile rookies the last few years on those teams, and it kind of just feels like it's now is the time to capitalize on these runs. Also, his stuff, I feel like, compared to a lot of these other guys, some of these breakout stars I put on the slide, is pretty cheap. His autos, his silver autos, comparable prices to a lot of these guys' base silver rookies, silver rookie prisms, non-auto. So I think there's a lot of potential with Jalen Suggs, and I think the Magic in general.
I like the R.J. Barrett pick. That's what I was thinking about when we were talking about it. Is the Knicks got better. I mean, hopefully we'll see how Brunson does over there in New York.
They're betting a lot on him.
And, Cam Reddish is over there. I actually thought Zion might somehow head down there, but he didn't. But I think New York is a win now, and I think it's R.J. Barrett's the talented guy on that team. And I think, $200 for a silver PSA 10, that's crazy.
His stock kind of fell, though, because I feel like a lot of people were thinking, okay, and I mean the Knicks in general, like everyone thought, all right, this team's going to be back. The Knicks are back. The 2021 campaign was just a taste of what's to come. R.J. Barrett's going to be a superstar, and I know he averaged more points, but like he did not look like the same player last year. I think he took a bit of a step back, but he's still super young.
In New York, if you look at football, the Jets and the Giants, maybe it's going to translate into some basketball. You never know.
I'll tell you what, if history told us anything, it's that New York Knicks is going to probably suck, but
clip that one out. Put that one on the gram.
I'm sorry, dude. We know if you watch basketball, you just know that
until
franchise
proven
is
otherwise.
Like,
yeah.
But they got the most. Like, when you go to Madison Square Garden, it's like
they have the best fan base. Don't get me wrong about that. They have the most rabid fan base.
Second best?
Possibly. And but in terms of like ownership and management and team basketball decisions, like or play on the court, they've just never been able to put it together.
The worst.
All the things that matter.
Dolan is an absolute terror to the league and needed to not have that team like 10 years ago.
You got to understand how faithful that fan base is to go watch that team.
But why do all these players talk about going to the Garden to play?
Because trust me, players, they want to go to the Knicks. That's a franchise you want to go play for. But then as KD said on our podcast after he made his decision to go to the Nets, he's like, he kind of said that nobody wants to be a Knick, but like people want to play there, but they don't want to play for that. They don't want to play for that.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone wants to be the Knicks of the 70s, of the hell, the Ewing era Knicks. Like that's what people want to play for. It's just there's been so much damage.
All the stops to get Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, well, that's a whole.
They hired his dad, and
there's some collusion at play there.
His uncle is like.
That is the most Nick thing I've ever heard them like. That's like the most.
I mean, you didn't have to get Jalen Brunson. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do it.
That's the most Nick thing you could ever think of.
He had a pretty good season.
You could have just gave him money.
Yeah,
you didn't have to sweeten.
Who
the
do the Mavericks replace him with? By the way, anybody? No,
Dallas Mavericks.
I don't know.
I think they're just fine with Luka running the point.
Cool.
It all goes through.
Which I was watching a video where like the Lakers were most successful the last few years when they were having LeBron run the point, which is like, but they went out and got 3 point guards.
I'm saying the Mavericks are gonna sneak in at the 7th or 8th seed.
Oh,
I don't think the Mavericks are gonna be good.
Oh my God! Hold on, bro. Cut this out. I'm just kidding. You know what? As far as breakout players, I think we would all, and I get the argument that the big men don't sell, but I feel like Wiseman is in the best position. Like Warriors have never had a big man on this run that we've been on the last 10 years. We haven't had a big man
what
like
about
James
Kevon
Wiseman.
Looney? Well, he's not a scorer, but
yeah, he's not a scorer. Like you watch James Wiseman and what he can do offensively, it like. And he's still young.
I like Kevon Looney being the mentor. To
Looney's great, man. We love Looney. But I would say if anybody can buck the trend of, and this is probably hella biased. You guys already see the jersey that I'm wearing, but
yeah.
I feel like Wiseman could buck the trend as like some a big man that sells well. Obviously, is balling and like dominating other big men in the league too.
He's also something I just realized today. He is the same age or born the same year as Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes. He is young. He's the same age as last year's draft class, basically.
Yeah. So, somebody that's not even on this list of breakout players. One I'll mention real quick too is we talk about young teams that are going to be good, Magic Pistons, Cavaliers are going to be really good this year with Donovan Mitchell. So I was going to say Darius Garland could have a really breakout year in terms of guys like, I would say Evan Mobley again, but he's a big man again, so he won't be exciting, but he'll probably dominate too. But I'll say Darius Garland of the Cavaliers. And I know his prices are kind of expensive. They're probably like Wiseman-ish.
And they got
in terms of pricing.
Kevin Porter over there too?
KPJ's on the.
That's right. He got traded last year.
I think he's on the Rockets, isn't he?
Yeah. He was the guy that they moved because he said something bad, right?
Yeah, he's kind of yeah.
Who else is Cleveland now?
Yeah.
And they got Donovan Mitchell. They're going to be very good. They're going to be very, very good.
So, yeah.
The LeBron years are well past them.
The guy that I like is not even on there.
Okay.
That's fine.
They're
going to be on a.
Cody, you're supposed to read Dan's mind.
Yeah. Going to be on a bad team, but I think he's going to put up some really good stats. Could be an all-star. Jalen Green.
I was going to say Coutinho.
He's the Rockets?
Coutinho Mobley.
We're going to be Coutinho. I was actually thinking Coutinho Mobley.
I mean, he's going to get a lot of
Kerry
touches.
Kittles?
So
Yeah.
he's going to get a lot of touches.
No,
over there in
and
Houston.
I think he not going to be on a good team, but going to have an opportunity to really fill up the stat sheet, and could very well make an all-star team because of that. So my breakout player, not going to be on a good team, but again, I think the stats are going to be there. Jalen Green.
He
I
looks
like
like
Jalen
he
Green.
looks like a superstar.
I like him.
He looks like. I mean, they already got him in commercials and stuff too. I
like
think he was
him.
in that commercial with.
and he.
There's a commercial they just aired last night. You guys know what I'm talking about? They're playing the pickup basketball
I
out
didn't
there.
see any commercials.
that game?
It was a long commercial. I forget what it was for, but it was like he showed up to like I think what was like Rucker Park or something, and it was like him, and then Giannis showed up, and then Embiid was out there playing, and then it was like a pickup game, and it was
And I think for his value, his value is probably below some of these guys that we're talking about. So as far as card value, I think he is a guy that you would want to buy now and then stash for 2 years, 3 years, while the Rockets basically build around the young talent that they have. It's not gonna really work as a quick flip, but it could be a really solid investment for like the long term, 1, 2, 3 years.
Well, you mentioned Wiseman, and before we let you go, move on to football. That's pretty high.
That's really high.
That's what I was to say. That's the only thing that sucks is when you try to prospect a guy that's on a good team, you're thinking, oh, he's definitely going to go deep in the playoffs, so his cards are going to go up. Well, I think already people pay for that. You know what I mean? People like Warrior fans are already paying for what could be. Yeah. But when you get like a guy like Sadiq Bey, there's probably not a lot of people paying for what could be. Right, so that's kind of the game. The game within the game.
I know we kind of shaded Sadiq Bey here. We didn't even talk about him at all.
Had a 50-point game last year.
Even though you had him on the slide. Yeah. 277 is pretty high for a guy
steep.
on Sadiq Bey.
Well, then RJ Barrett's got to look pretty good, right?
Yeah,
and he's out of the 18-19 rookie or the 19-20 rookie class, so there's not as many cards made theoretically.
Yep.
I think, if I was to pick one as a good value, I'd go RJ Barrett out of those four.
Especially a PSA 10 for $200.
Yeah, we're looking at some prices here. We have the Jalen Suggs auto at $250 recent sale. We have James Wiseman Silver Prism PSA 10 $500.
That must mean nobody has graded a PSA 10 Suggs.
There were almost no
it's
graded
probably popped
Suggs
like
out there.
one or two or something like that.
Yeah.
Because why would you send it in when the prices were high?
Right. Silver Prism 10 Bay $277, and then RJ Barrett at $202 for those that are listening to audio podcast. But yeah, so we'll see how this plays out. It's exciting to have basketball back and get some highlights on SportsCenter. Not that I don't like baseball, but it's watching highlights at night with playoff baseball, basketball, and then even football news is glorious.
It's great.
So, it's time for the Mojobreak Blitz, where we make picks, and most of the time I'm right, most of the time they're wrong. But we're gonna see how this goes again this week.
That's debatable.
Actually, Cody's been right. Dan just throws.
I've been wrong.
Dan just throws Hail Marys.
You would think I don't even watch a football game. I really don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's been all year. Every time we've had this segment, every year.
But here's the thing,
or
though.
every week, I'm just.
No, you got a couple right. I think you're downplaying your abilities.
I did. Did I say the? Oh, I said.
I mean, you said the Falcons.
Oh,
would
no,
win.
No, I didn't. I said Ritter was going to play this week.
Oh yeah,
That's
which means
right.
Mariota would be so bad that Ritter would play.
Or there was an injury, but I was like, this is the week that Ritter plays. Didn't happen.
There's a lot of injuries.
I was like, The Ravens are going to blow out the Giants. The Giants are going to come back down to reality. Didn't happen. So, I have no idea. I don't know what I'm talking about.
And I know he's a defensive player, but a guy who was a high draft pick in the 2022 draft. Kayvon Thibodeau had a big play, I believe, in that game. So
Sauce Gardner.
Looking
Cheese sauce Gardner with
That's right.
the cheese hat on. You know, I took the worst. This was the dumbest bet I ever made because I have funny money in sportsbook.ag. I don't know if it's real money because I don't know if I can actually cash it out. But I was thinking, you know what? I was doing a lot of daily fantasy, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bet on my sportsbook AG account because I'm in California and I can't legally bet on any FanDuel or on games. Big players. But yeah, so I'm doing this thing. I think it's funny.
Segment's brought to you by.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny money.
Vote on. No,
It's funny money.
can't do that.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna do a two heavy favorite 2-team parlay. So I bet on the. I put money. I did a parlay on the Bucks and the Packers.
Should have gone opposite.
Yeah. You know how much I don't.
I don't even
know.
I mean, you. Wow. Yeah.
And I bet like $600.
Oh, you should have gone.
to win
It should have
$300.
been opposite day.
Oh man, I probably would have won like $10,000. It would have been insane.
Probably
Maybe not that much.
Probably like 1,800 on a maybe
3-1
on your money.
4-1.
Yeah.
I mean, they were heavy dog. They were those teams were heavy favorites. I'm like, or no, yeah. I'm sorry. I bet on Tampa Bay and Green Bay. I was like, Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady are going to win
against two young QBs.
Green Bay was going against the Jets, and Tampa Bay was going against
the Steelers.
Whew.
Yeah,
believe-
how do you go wrong?
And I believe the Steelers
that
were
might have been
the
5-1.
Steelers were the biggest underdog of the day.
Wow.
Also.
Wow. Yeah, and you get Trubisky in there.
Right.
So all things line up for a win for Mr. Tom Terrific. Missed on that 2-point conversion.
Not
but
so much.
Yeah, I mean, that was tough. A lot of people probably were with me on that. I mean, that's probably why you stay away from heavy favorites because you got to take almost two teams to make it worth it because you're not going to take a negative 360. You're not going to bet $10 to win $3. You know what I'm saying?
Football's tough, man. Like, you never know.
Did we think that in the year 2022, with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay and with the Patriots' top pick QB out, that they might be actually feeling like we're in better shape right now at the QB position with Bailey Zappi? Or is that
Bailey
an
Zappi
insane
the
thing to say?
That you're absolutely insane.
That is.
You're
Say that again.
you're insane. You're insane.
He had an amazing game. He had a huge game.
When it's ready for Mac to come back, he'll come back.
I have been
No questions asked.
Now
These
are
coming back.
These are rumors I'm hearing. They're
Okay, let's break it down. I want to hear. This is the thing you
But
teased.
the rumor is that Mac Jones is not seeing eye to eye with the Patriots organization. They're not liking his attitude right now, and it's not gelling. And meanwhile, here comes Mr. Bailey Zappi coming in, and he had a huge, he got a win in his first week. Game manager, sure, but then put up stats last week and looked like
the 2022 savior.
Saying.
You know what? We're already done with
he
2021
is.
procs anyway.
He's
Sit
the
Mac
savior.
down.
This is the
Sit Mac
guy.
down.
He might not be a rookie premier guy.
Good. He's better. More scarcity.
No, he won't be in anything.
He's been in stuff.
I think he is. 'Cause
He's definitely been.
He's had autos and everything so far.
Yes.
So
He's definitely had autos.
I mean, it is smart. If any quarterback that gets drafted by the Patriots in this era should be a rookie.
what round
guy.
was he drafted in?
Six
by the
or
way?
six,
Yeah,
six
well,
or seven?
I mean, he was way.
Oh,
late.
come on! Oh, come on! No,
I mean,
Okay, first off, I don't even know. I just made that up. It very well could be a third rounder, but we can't just say, oh, sixth rounder, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bailey Zappi, Tom Brady. Just same person.
Guy drafted late, came in for an injured starting QB who was expected to be there a long time. I mean, it's all just coming together for Bailey Zappi.
We need to pump the brakes. A little bit.
Underdog.
Fourth round pick.
Fourth round. So yeah, it doesn't even make sense.
Close enough.
Yeah. Close 4-6.
4-6, same thing.
Yeah. Next Tom Brady.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's all your Mac Jones cards.
Yeah.
No,
over.
Mac will be back. How about that?
Bailey. It's all about Bailey.
I like Bailey.
We've moved on. Zappy.
Also, is it?
Doug's all. We already went through all our
I'm
all
happy.
our
You know
product
what?
that had Mac Jones in it.
Yeah.
I
don't have anything left.
You can go with Mac and get sacked, or you can be happy with Zappy. Which one you want?
Oh,
Which one you want?
We should actually. That should have been the closer right there. We should have literally just closed the show with that. We should not say one more word, Doug.
Or you could do the Mark Morrison version of that, and you could be like, sack the Mac. And then you could do the happy with Zappy.
I could.
You could do a little karaoke. But yeah, you should have closed with that. You got to cut that up and put it on the gram.
Oh, wow.
You got to do that.
Yeah, we'll get it up on there. But I did have a few guys I wanted to throw at you guys. Just play a little buy, sell, or hold with some of the early season performers. Some of these are younger guys. I wanted to start with a guy we were going to talk about last week. I think and got caught up talking about Taysom Hill and all of his antics and all that. Instead, we had to.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen this week.
Didn't happen.
But Brees
I thought he was going to
Hall-
have 7 touchdowns last week, but
Not quite.
no.
Brees Hall, a quick buy, sell, or hold on some of these guys. More rushing yards right now than Ezekiel Elliott, Austin Eckler, and Joe Mixon. His last 2 games against the Dolphins and the Packers, 38 carries, 213 yards. He's averaging over 5.5 yards per carry. He's the best running back among this rookie class. Recently an Immaculate Collection college. Blue rookie Nike patch auto, 1 of 3, sold for $499. Where are we at?
My fantasy teams have been eaten. Because I was on that Brees Hall train. I'm going to say hold for a little while longer. Not past the season.
No.
Not past the season.
Definitely not.
But, Robert Saleh, who's obviously part of the Shanahan tree, has got things going down there in New York, and they're looking good. Wilson's looking good out there. Brees Hall's his companion, and I'm holding for a little while longer. Jets have a big fan base. People are going to be willing to pay money on these cards, so I'm definitely holding.
Sell yesterday. Get out of it.
Yeah.
It's time to move on. I mean, we know running backs in the hobby.
They can have a season shelf life, though.
Sell it, move on. I think he is going to slow down as the season goes on.
What's their record? 3-3.
They're 4-2.
They're 4-2.
Oh, okay.
4-2. But I think
you got a couple weeks.
Think they're gonna hit a skid here. I'm not really feeling the teams from New York. If you haven't noticed,
Still not.
Even
at 5-1.
Even at 5-1 and
yeah.
4-2, I'm not feeling it. So.
Yeah.
I'm selling right now. Sell.
Well, who do they have this week, or are they on a bye? Let's see. They are playing Denver. Oh God,
That's a win.
That's a win.
Okay, the Broncos are not that bad.
It is in Mile High, Denver. So, and the Broncos do have a really good defense. So, I don't know. Brees Hall might be a tough.
I think you could actually go down that whole list, what their remaining teams, and you can probably be like, they're probably going to lose that game. So
yeah, it's reality. They're going to get a reality check. As for the Giants, they have a really weak schedule coming up in the next month.
They do.
They may sneak into the playoffs,
but they may win the division.
They might. I mean, it's going to take an Eagles win
but the Eagles also look good. They look like a good, solid playoff team, but they don't look like a undefeated team.
They almost gave it up to a Cowboys team that is beat up and with Cooper Rush.
I'm not completely sold on the Eagles. I'm not honestly, like, this year has been bizarre. Like, there hasn't been any team that I really feel is like the standout, hands down best team in the league.
No. I mean, it is the Eagles at this point. But
I guarantee you that the Eagles will not lose this week.
The Bills are the closest thing to that, and they had an incredible.
They got a bye.
Yeah,
it's like the Rams are not going to lose this week.
Yeah,
that's true.
I wish
you can't.
That's true. All right, next player up, another rookie, Chris Olave. Who is the leading receiver among rookies right now. I believe he's at 389 yards right now, receiving yards. Didn't play last week, but in his previous 2 games had a receiving touchdown, plus 147 yards in the game before that. He's definitely the number 1 target in New Orleans as of right now, even with some of those big names there. $455 for a XRC gold number /10, sold on October 18th. It just really depends on like who's throwing him the ball.
I mean, that is a tough pull.
I was gonna say like that.
Exactly.
For $455, I mean, you could make an argument that is one of his best cards that he has out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if that was Bailey Zappi, it'd probably be $2,000 easily.
Bailey Zappi, I think his like autos out of Luminance and some of the product elements, some of the products that have come out, they're trending around like $150 to $200.
Yeah, which haven't taken the leap.
That's a leap. $200 for
it's
a card.
A leap.
I mean, that is a card that a month or 2 months ago you could have got for like $8.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, I'm kind of doing a quick on the fly checking eBay
So
right
am I.
now.
I just got it in my head.
That's
I told
right.
Day
Dan
in and
studies eBay.
day in and day out. Like
Yeah, you're right.
Bailey's yeah, see?
The highest auto I found right now, I mean, recently sold. Maybe, because I spelled it Zapper, not Zappy.
Well,
That's
it
not
doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Zapper. Well, we're
A
getting
better
up there now. We're getting up there.
name, a better quarterback name, Bailey Zapper
Bailey Zapper.
over Zappy.
A 1-of-1 gold standard non-auto sold for about $1,500 on as of actually today.
A 1-of-1 gold auto,
Gold standard non-auto,
non-auto.
$1,500. 1-of-1.
1-of-1 rookie.
1-of-1 rookie. Bailey Zappi. Gold standard. $1,500.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
That's a
and
lot.
it's sold today.
From Bailey Zappi's mom.
And they are they're going with you. They're filling you. They're filling your vibe, Cody.
Zap, zap.
They're thinking zap.
Zap,
They're like,
zap.
Yeah,
All right,
Time
we
is
got
the
future.
Who we got next? We
Zach
got-
Wilson. Got to throw in Zach Wilson. I mean, you said you're not on the Jets, Dan, but
You're right. I'm not.
they're 3-0.
I'm not physically on the
They
Jets.
are
No.
they're 3-0 since Zach Wilson returned. He did not have a great game against the Packers. It should be noted. They won despite him because he went, I think, 10 for 18 for 110 yards against the Packers, and they still won.
I mean, I'm the card you're showing here. I'm definitely not gonna buy, but I think-
2021 NT Zach Wilson RPA number to 99, BGS 910. It sold for $8,100 on October.
If you
10th.
got $8,000 burning a hole, I mean, actually, think about it though. For $8,000, what other rookie quarterbacks in the last 3 years can you buy for $8,000?
No, it is. It's not a bad price.
I mean,
they got a big fan base.
Can you get a Lamar Jackson of that card for $8,000?
No.
Yeah, actually, you can.
You can?
Yeah.
So I mean, there you go. I would probably take the Lamar Jackson for $8,000.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Joe Burrow, you probably can't get
No,
for
definitely not Joe
$8,000.
Burrow.
Herbert, you can't get for $8,000. Lance, you probably can't get for $8,000.
Now you can.
Now it's just bottoms falling out, huh?
He's not playing. He's hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, do we move on that quick?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, you can definitely get for a lot cheaper
So
than this.
basically, if you believe in Trey Lance, there is not a better time to buy his cards
Absolutely not. Yeah.
than right now.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But
Well,
he's
and I
played
would
4
even wait
games. He got
longer.
hurt in 2 of them.
I would even wait longer.
So
Keep waiting. Wait till the offseason.
wait till the offseason.
You could think of it 2 different ways there, and I don't know why I'm backing up Trey Lance. I don't care, but maybe he's gotten all of his injuries out of the way.
Could say that.
Maybe it's clear sailing going forward. Maybe he
true.
has.
We could hope the same about Zion too, right?
Clean bill of health.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, the last guy. Well, it's like I feel like I had to talk Zach Wilson. $8,100 for his
Does eBay go
NTRPA.
back that far? And
No, it does not.
I know, right?
So this is a very recent card sold on October 2nd, and it's a 2018 Panini Flawless Shield Signatures 1-of-1 BGS 9.510. It sold for $1,225, and again, it's not a rookie year. But the Vikings. You want to talk about teams that have a good record?
5-1.
Vikings are 5-1.
Sell. They're gonna collapse. They always do.
I want to say this because I if there's one thing I am on this show, it is the Kirk Cousins hater. 5-1. They had a convincing win over Miami, but among the quarterbacks with who are top 10 in passing yards, he's got the 3rd lowest QB rating. The guy can't do it in prime time. So yeah,
I don't you really dislike him.
I'm a hater.
You really dislike. I
don't
think.
know. I think it's-
But you're not. I mean, you're not in the minority.
No,
I think
I'm
the
not.
No, I'm a hater
majority. No, you don't like it.
You know what it is? It's
I-
the years and years of the moment Kyle Shanahan came here. It was like, well,
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins is coming.
Is
Kirk
it-
Cousins,
is-
and I'm like, why Kirk Cousins?
Well,
Why
I
was
mean,
I
I'll tell you
thinking
right
about
now, you'd
Kirk
probably rather
Cousins?
have Kirk Cousins than Jimmy Garoppolo,
That's-
right?
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
would.
So and then you love him.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fair.
But
yeah, it would be nice. to
I think
have him.
he is 100% a top 15 quarterback in the league.
That's fair.
And I believe that he at times gets into that top 10. He's not a top 5.
All right, I'll give him this.
He's not a top 5, but I think he does hover at times when they're like
Yeah.
right now being 5-1.
Yeah.
I think he could be the 8th or 9th best quarterback in the league.
I
And
will
he'll
give him
lose-
that.
He'll
He's-
lose in the first round again. like
He
always
is
does.
right now in the top 10. At this very moment, on October 19th, 2022, write it down. I said Kirk Cousins is a top 10 quarterback.
but 2 weeks from now, he'll be in the top 20.
Yes. The moment he has a primetime game,
So
But he did
and he wasn't good.
in London.
It was the one loss.
Yeah.
No, well, that doesn't.
Oh, it was pretty prime time. No, I mean prime time there.
That wasn't even
6 a.m. our
I
time,
was
but
asleep. It doesn't count. If I'm still sleeping, it don't count. Night before I go out, 10 a.m. game. Sorry, I'm asleep. Doesn't count.
yeah.
I woke up at 11:30. First half didn't count.
But that is the exception to the rule when it comes to Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
Because I think he actually has done well in London. I think historically he has done well in London at the primetime, but every other primetime game he's done terrible.
I genuinely don't even
not in the
know what you
States.
do with this.
Not
Yeah.
in the States.
I genuinely don't even know what you do with this. I don't know if it's a buy, sell, or a hold. I don't know. with
I
Kirk
sell.
Cousins.
Oh, you got to sell
I
right
sell.
now.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, I love him, but I'm selling.
Nobody was even collecting when he was a rookie. That's
true. That's true.
I mean, except for us.
Kirk Cousins, who? I mean, actually, it
he was
wasn't.
he was Washington.
It wasn't even.
He was RG3's
You
backup.
wanted RG3.
That's true.
You
That's
were
true.
like, actually, I remember going, Kirk Cousins. Why would the Washington Commanders? Caught myself. Wasn't the Commanders back then, but
No.
Commanders now.
Yeah.
Why would they draft another quarterback? They just drafted their franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
You
was,
like that?
It was Mike Shanahan, I think.
right.
I think he really liked.
He did.
You
Kyle
like
was there
Cousins.
too.
And Kyle.
Yeah.
You know who I'm going to go out on a limb? Maybe not necessarily a limb this week, but I think the Giants, for one, are going to lose. I think Jacksonville.
They got at some point. They have to.
Jacksonville's going to win, and I think Travis Etienne, however you say it, is going to have 2 touchdowns, 100 yards. So get those cards ready, because I know you were bummed out when you had the Jags in a break, and somebody slow rolled it, and it was Travis instead of Trevor.
Now you'll be
I
happy.
disagree with you because they have a lot of guys running the ball over there. They had a long touchdown by the 49er great JaMychal Hasty.
He did, yeah, it was a one-off. But Travis, Travis gets most of the carries there.
Well, Robinson also gets carries.
Yeah, I think Travis is going to have a big game.
Don't think. I mean, that's not my pick. Whatever.
Yeah, go ahead with your Giants-Ravens pick from last week.
Well,
Are you going Jared Goff over Dak this week? Or
Giants in Jacksonville.
what? Yeah, it's at home.
I'm going my Lions. I think the Lions are going to knock off Dallas
with Dak back?
with Dak back, and I
In
think
Dallas.
it's going to start a massive quarterback controversy in Dallas because he's going to come back and I think he's 100%, but they're just going to fall flat on their face, and Detroit is going to run him out of the building, and we're going to be talking the next week about maybe it's Cooper Rush's team.
we got
to hear Dak's pick over here.
Yeah, it's funny because before you even said that, my initial pick was I think Dak Prescott's going to come back and have a good game against the Lions. I think he is because that Lions defense is like Swiss cheese. They give up a lot of points. I know they're fully rested.
You know what? The awesome thing about that, one of us is going to look like a genius.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
well, I mean, if it was Doug Prescott, I'd be right there with you.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. I think he's gonna have a big game. I think the Cowboys are gonna win, and I think though if they do lose, it'll be Dak still having a big game. But you're right. What will happen the next day on Dallas Sports Radio and wherever is gonna be. Should we not start Dak, who just got 300 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, versus Cooper Rush, who barely got 120 yards last week?
But he won three
won.
out of his 4 games.
But he won.
Weak
played.
teams.
But again, a win in the NFL. It does not matter who you are playing.
It's the Jimmy G argument.
Niner fans probably chalked up the Atlanta Falcons game as a win.
Absolutely did.
No, I thought it was a trap game.
And
thought it was
they
easy.
got absolutely just,
They got embarrassed.
that was smash mouth football at its finest.
They got embarrassed.
Mariota had the greatest game of his career.
He did not.
13
he
for-
threw
13
he
for
threw
14.
for like 113 yards
13
or
for
something
40,
like
very
that.
precise.
Not that you would actually look at his stat line and go, that's a really good quarter.
I mean, they had me playing offensive line, so I mean that's how
don't
bad
talk-
the injuries were.
I'm talking about offensive line.
I mean, that's how bad it was.
We don't have
Actually,
an
none of
offensive
our
line.
defensive starters were even playing. None of our front 4 were out there.
None of the 11.
Well, I mean, there's probably at
So
least
Fred Warner was like, "No,
No, he
I'm
was
done."
there.
Yeah, he's out there. So
Ward
yeah.
got hurt. Hafunga got hurt for a minute.
They're very
it was
hurt.
tough. I mean, yeah, you don't want to blame it on injuries, but
It sounds like you are. Sounds like it's exactly
I'm
what you
blaming
want
it
to
on
do.
injuries.
You want to blame it on
I'm
injuries.
going to do
Everybody.
it. I'm just going to go out on a limb and
How
say
about the
injuries.
fact that the Niners are just a mediocre team?
well, they have the same record. We're actually in first place still.
No, I know, but I mean,
Tiebreaker, baby.
And the Rams are below mediocre team, and we can blame it on injuries, and we are basically not performing to the level that we
Well,
should be.
but it changes from week to week, so
The
we'll
league
see.
stinks this year, so everyone's
Yeah.
mediocre.
Football is terrible to watch, and I am done with it.
We're gonna steamroll the Chiefs.
Again, hockey season is what I'm about.
Hockey season.
We're steamrolling the Chiefs, and then we're gonna go in 49ers South, Levi South, and run the mango over there and win. So
I mean, no doubt. You guys will probably come into.
we always beat you guys in the regular
You
season.
guys will come into SoFi, and the regular season, you guys got our number. I'll admit that. Like Shanahan, whatever he has something on McVay. Like McVay just cannot figure out in the regular season how to beat the Niners, and he may never be able to figure it out.
Maybe we'll double down on that bet that we made and do something crazy if you lose.
I mean, even going back to pregame, like last time they played, they show Monday night and they show both coaches, and McVay just looks super pissed off. And you look, and then they go to Shanahan.
He was
It's
laughing.
like split screen. He's like laughing.
There-
I'm like,
you already
what?
saw the chess move.
I'm like, what is
already
going
done.
on here?
It's already
And
done.
then the Rams come out and they always look like a 2-win team when they play the Niners.
Well, let's hope we look like a 16 win team against the Chiefs this weekend. But that's all we've got for today's show, guys. Make sure you check out Mojobreak.com for all those upcoming releases. Also, tune into the DJ Ski live next week on the Loop app starting at 4 o'clock. Download the Loop app now because there's a lot of awesome things going down there. We're doing breaks over there. We're doing personals. We've got Cody Ty over there as well. Cody and Ty over there. Not Cody Ty, not one person. It's two people doing awesome stuff down there on Loop. They're going to be introducing the auction function soon. So big stuff to come, guys. Also, check us out if you're local here in the Bay Area. Come down to the Collected Show on the 30th in Milpitas, Sonesta, Silicon Valley Hotel. Over 92 tables with cards and wax. We're going to be there selling wax. We're also going to have Wee Men there on Sunday from 12 to 2 signing Jackass boxes and taking pictures. So we'll see you guys next week on The Hype. Peace.